Hello and welcome to Learn Data. It's great to have you on this channel. I'm Nilesh, and in this video we are going to look at yet another example of real world application of data science, and this is agriculture. Here we are going to look at how to detect fruits on a tree, and the fruit we have in this video is a lemon. Imagine there is a farmer and in his field he has a plant or tree of lemon, and he wants to count the number of lemons on that tree. So how would he do that? If he starts manually counting it, it's probably going to take a lot more time. And then another alternative would be to take a picture of it and then look at the picture and count each lemon that we see on that picture, and that's one way to do it, and we are going to use that approach. But what if the field has more than one trees? Now if the farmer is trying to get images of the trees using a drone, so now imagine there are thousands of images that he needs to count. How is he going to do that? So in this scenario, artificial intelligence or AI can help us. So why don't we go out and find a lemon tree? This is a lemon tree, if I've not already guessed, and here you can see that there are lemons, plenty of them on the tree. They are exactly the same green as the leaves, so it may be hard to distinguish, but we are going to take pictures of these and then head into the lab again. So let's do that now. Welcome back, and here I've taken about 160 pictures of the same tree, and from different size, different branches, different positions, different lighting conditions, and here I'm showing you a couple of them on this slide. And let's zoom in into one of the pictures so I can show you what could be the complexities when we analyze such an image. Here you can see that this particular lemon is up front, so it's very easy to see for us and probably easy to detect as well. However, those that are in the background, for example this one, this has branches or twigs and a leaf, part of the leaf kind of obscuring it from the view, and here again there is a branch right here. Furthermore, in here we can see that it's again behind a branch. Now here we see that the lighting conditions are different. This side is more bright and this is much dimmer, and some of them are in shadow, so they are completely dark. For example this one and this one, they are completely dark. In addition, there is a lot of background. You have the green leaves, there are some dried leaves, there is sky that appears, and then there are these branches of different colors and shapes. So the algorithm would have to identify all of that, and then from that it has to extract what is exactly a lemon. So how do we do that? So we are going to now use deep learning to teach the computer to detect lemons on the tree, and so that we don't have to manually do that. So here what you see is a very crude intuition of what happens in the background. There are input images, these are labeled images. So I've already manually gone ahead and labeled on each of those images what is a lemon, so that when during training the computer learns to detect that that particular part of the image is lemon and the rest is background. And eventually when it processes through the neural network, it gives us an output which is a kind of a confidence score, which tells us there's a 90% chance that whatever is detected is a lemon and not background or and something else. Now think of neural network as something similar to our brain and neurons in the brain and how they process information. For example, whatever we see through the eyes, it's able to process that. So it could be thought of as similar concept here. Now before we head on to look at the results, I just want to mention that it takes thousands or even millions of images to get very accurate results, and in this case we just have 160 images. So we will see situations where the computer was able to detect some lemons but it missed out on others, and that's easily can be fixed. But for this video I think that's good enough to kind of see that this concept actually works. So let's go ahead and look at some results now. Here is our first image. I'm going to zoom in and out of those images so that you can see the detected part on the image. So in each, before we get started, in each of these images, if you see that square, that is what the algorithm has marked or flagged as a lemon, and on top of each of those squares there is the name lemon, that is the object it was able to identify, and the score near it that tells us what confidence it has that what it detected is a lemon. And here in this particular image we can see that it has done a pretty good job to identify these that are in front, all these on the right hand side, except on right hand side we can see that there is one that's not detected, which is above the one that's on the background right here. Then here it has still done a pretty good job to identify these. It missed out on this one and the one in the background, but these two that are up front, those also it was able to detect. And looks like it's roughly around 50% confidence or 50% chance that it was thinking that it's a lemon, and it is in this case. This is another image where we can see their lighting conditions are slightly different, and if you see similar branches, that's because I've taken pictures, 100 plus pictures of the same tree. So here we can see that this was detected real nicely. All these in the front were detected. That's real nice, and we can see the score. So it thought of this as 63% chance that that's a lemon, and it's pretty good. The ones in the background are missed, but others, I think we are able to see that it has done a pretty good job in detecting the lemons that are on the tree. Here if we look at this image, we can see that there are parts of the leaves covering it, but in this image as well, but it was able to identify that it is a lemon. This is now a different image where the lemon tree is different than what we have seen before, and the lighting conditions are different. As you can see, this is much brighter image because it was taken at different time of the day, and still it has done a pretty good job. Here it has found these two, missed out on the ones that are here, but then as we go along here it has found most of them that are lemons, and here we can see around 59% or 79% confident that those are lemons that it has found. And this is really exciting to see that we can use AI to identify the fruits or that are on the tree. In this case we are identifying the lemons. So if there is a farmer who wants to count the number of lemons or produce in his field, he can easily take pictures and then process them through such an algorithm and get a count of what are the exact numbers of fruits that could be harvested for that season. While I was at it, I also had some fun with these images and went ahead and did some experiments. So here are two lemons along with a cup, and it was able to identify those. Next, these are two lemons again in my fingers, and it was able to identify those two, as you can see here, and the score it has given is around 56. Next, these are the same lemons in a fridge, and we can see that it was able to identify that those two that are there in that particular picture were lemons. Imagine the applications of these. Now if you mix them with other fruits, I've put some mangoes around it, and still it was able to correctly identify that those two are lemons, and the rest it didn't care about those. Next, if we look at yet another example, okay, let me go, okay, here then I put the lemons on top of some onions and garlic, and it was able to detect both of them very correctly that those are lemons. That's really awesome. Now moving on, I had to do this. So this is there's nothing to do about lemon, but I just wanted to show this. I'm standing here, and it was able to identify that I was a person. Then this particular case, it was able to identify it is a car, and up above it was able to identify that on the left hand side it's a tree. So the algorithm for model for this one was different than the lemon, but I just wanted to show you that it's really interesting and fascinating field of computing to kind of use imaging to detect objects, and this has several applications in different fields. For example, you may have a phone on which there is face recognition. It could be used in the field of medical sciences, robotics, about the self-driving cars. So there are vast number of applications where this can be used, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share and subscribe. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you, and I hope to see you all in the next video.